Okay, this is game 3 for our Sicilian defense. Let's see how it plays out. E4, C5. We know that that's the Sicilian. C3. Okay. Now the first thing that I would think when I see that C3 is, number one, he's trying to take me out of what are the most popular continuations or variations in the Sicilian. And he's going for a quick development of his queen side. Possibly he's going to cancel queen side. Also, he's denying D5 right off the bat. A6 preventing G4. I think one of these advances should come. Don't want that knight to sneak in that hole, especially with the pawn there to protect them. I'm very apprehensive about this, thinking that that might lead to something. Seems that it's transposed into a normal Sicilian opening. We've talked about this before. I like just leaving my knight in the center and not going for the exchange. Now that this knight is F6, this bishop does have a chance to pin. If you cover the pin, knight takes, you win a pawn. This will be interesting. Okay, there's no pin on that knight right now. When I see this bishop move up, he's prepared to castle on the king's side. I'm thinking he's going to castle on the king's side because why focus on developing those pieces first? Don't have to worry about that pin anymore. Because you don't have to worry about that pin, you don't have to consider F3. You can go straight with F3. We've seen this setup before, where white castles queen side, black castles king side, and you go for the attack. White has not committed to a castle yet. But it goes with the king side. Now, white having castled, I do not believe he's going for an all-out storm against black's castle king if he decides to castle to the king side. What I do think is that he will try to get space in the center and control that center. Idea behind queen e1, shift the queen to the king side either at f2 or g3, and more importantly can bring that rook over to the same file that the queen is presently on. Somehow I missed the move. The bishop should have been at d7. That's a good little Strategy: exchange and put your bishop on the long diagonal with the support from that pawn. I'm always apprehensive about castling to where your opponent has the most powerful piece at, but he wasn't going to castle to the queen side anyway, so the idea: get your king off of that open diagonal. Making way for a place to play your bishop so that you can put pressure on that c-file. Stopping the advance. He's pinned on this pawn, so he's trying to open up the position with pawn takes, that pawn can't take back, or even rook takes. I think pawn takes though. Pressing the queen to give up the pin. Queen does not give up the pin. F6, the bishop's coming in as a defensive piece. Use the A rook, get both the rooks involved. Notice the rook came over to the same file that the queen is on. Trying to bring more pieces into the attack, but with knight to d5 actually saw a combination that works because this rook is opposing that queen. Even though you didn't know exactly how it was going to work, you know that that's a good idea. Well, I can't play pawn takes d5, pawn takes pawn, attacking the queen and attacking the bishop, so that was good. Idea behind that is lock up the position. He has more space, he's making significant threats. Just don't exchange a pawn, tighten up the position. Now here's very interesting. Instead of using a pawn storm, white is trying to get his pieces out in front of the pawn and attack that way. Idea doubling up the rooks. Once this opens up, you have potential for captures on that file. Wherever you're under attack, try to exchange off pieces but not pawns. Just opened up room for his two pieces. I want to take that piece. White's starting to look very threatening. Rooks, if you have the opportunity to put your rook on the 7th rank, it might be something you want to take advantage of. Try and cut down the attack between the queen and the rook. Bishop takes the rook off. Okay, that's our third Sicilian. We got 2 more to go.